Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Jonathan. Today I'm bringing you the 6th week of the Air Force BMT reaction series that I have on my channel. If you haven't seen the prior weeks, I would definitely go check those out first before you do this. I'm probably going to put together a playlist with all of them lined up so you can watch them in a row. This one's going to be a little bit different. I've already watched this, so it's only like a minute and 27 seconds long. I'm going to let it run through, and then I'm going to talk about it once it's done. Just because the 6th week is a little bit different compared to the rest of the weeks, and you'll get it once I explain it, once you watch it. So let's play it.
During the 6th week of training, this is their aha moment. It all begins to make sense. So they're confident, they're eager, and they're excited. During this week, they receive many evaluations. We evaluate them on drill and ensure that they know how to perform them properly. We evaluate them on their weapon, ensuring that they know how to disassemble and reassemble their weapon appropriately. We also look over their uniform and ensure that they know how to wear that uniform properly and they look like professionals when they have that uniform on. We take them out to the PT pad and they perform 1.5 miles timed, as well as a minute of push-ups, a minute of sit-ups, and a minute of pull-ups. This is the final score that they will have during BMT. Our trainees also have to take their end of course test or their ELC. They have to test on all of the classes that they have been taking from the 1st week of training on through the 6th week of training. When they're able to pass these evaluations, they begin to realize that I can be a successful part of the Air Force.
So basically, like the video and stuff, these videos are very vague, I guess, compared to what it actually is like. Basically, the 6th week of training is your testing week. So the 4th week, Seaburn, you're learning, and 4th week is like tons of classes, right? The first 3 weeks are like nothing. You're just kind of getting immune to everything, right? The 4th week is like learning everything that's super important, I guess. This is just kind of how it breaks down. Everything is super important, but the 4th week is a lot of class. The 5th week is Beast, where you implement a lot of the stuff that you learned in the 4th week of training. And the 6th week is when you test over everything. That's when you do, they didn't even talk about it in this video, but they do a drill test, and basically you get up there with like 4 different people, I think, like 4 trainees and your main MTI, and everyone's kind of lined up or something along those lines. You bring them downstairs or whatever, and you do facing movements like left face and right face and about face and all sorts of stuff with your MTI, and you get evaluated on your facing movements and stuff like that. That is a huge piece of the test. Like they said, there's the PT test. So you have 3 PT tests, or 4, I think, while you're at BMT, or I think it is. You have your first PT test, which is like your placement test, your second one halfway through, and then the one which is your graduation real test or something like that. It's either 3 or 4. I'm pretty sure that it's 3 though. And you do that in the 6th week of training too. Honestly, the most scary part of BMT is the 6th week of training. And the reason I wanted to let you watch the video all the way through is just so that you can kind of get a rough idea of it. And I'm going to kind of click back through it, but let's go through here. So for the people who are always asking, like, what is Disneyland? Like, what is Alcatraz? This right here is Disneyland. Like, these buildings, they're like 3 stories, they're huge, they have these huge underhangs, they have a really nice running track with really nice concrete, they have these things over here. I don't even know what these little areas are over here. Apparently they do their gun thing over there. So like basically this right here, this is one of the tests during the 6th week, so you get evaluated about how you break down your mock M16, and the only thing it doesn't have is like not a firing pin, like the trigger housing or whatever it's called. I don't feel like thinking about it right now, but the whole trigger group, it doesn't have it in it, so that's why it's a mock, but it still has the pins, like like a camber pin and all sorts of stuff like that. So you have to break it down, and they have these mats, and you have to, there's no time, like there is a time limit, but it's like 30 minutes. So you have, or like 10 minutes or something. You have a long time to actually take it apart. It's not like FMJ, like the movie Full Metal Jacket, where you have to like be all quick about it and stuff like that, but you have to lay out each part where it goes on the mat. They count the parts. I think there's like 15 or something like that, and then you have to put it back together, and they make sure that you know how to do that as well. I'm gonna go back a little bit, nothing really there. Basically what they're doing right here is a uniform inspection. So they do uniform inspections all throughout BMT, and I mean, once you go through everything a lot, the 6-week stuff doesn't really matter. That's just the one you prepare for the most, I guess, like clipping strings and making sure all of your uniforms look really good. But you all stand in formation. I don't remember exactly what this formation is called when you're facing the other direction, you're not facing forward. But the MTI comes through, and he kind of like does this weird like bobbing motion, like looking through your everything. He looks at your face and makes sure it's shaved. He looks at your hair. He looks at your uniform and strings and boots and absolutely everything. The way that you're cupping your hands, like everything. And they kind of do that through the whole thing. This is the practicing parade. You will get out there with so many flights throughout BMT. Specifically your flight, but you will also go out there with your other flights, like heritage flights and stuff like that, to all practice your parade ceremony when you march past like the executives and the visitors and all of the super high-end officers and commanders and stuff that come to the BMT graduations. And you do like eyes right or whatever, which is when you're marching and you literally just turn your head right while you're marching. And it's kind of like saluting as a flight that's marching past them. It's kind of weird, but it's like traditional and ceremonial and stuff like that. So that's like that's like the last thing that you have to do at BMT before you're officially graduated, because it's the day after your retreat ceremony, which we'll learn about in the next episode. Pull-ups, I know a lot of people probably don't know that there's pull-ups in the PT test. We don't do pull-ups in the real Air Force, like in the big A Air Force, I guess if you want to call it. But they do it at BMT, and you get extra points towards, what is it, being like, I don't even remember what it is, but the highest tier, like the highest tier of getting the PT excellence or whatever, you can do like a bunch of pull-ups and stuff like that, and you can get basically an extra town pass or something like that. I didn't care about this. I just wanted like a Thunderbird or whatever it was. And so I didn't. I literally got up there and just dropped down, because I'm not gonna waste my energy doing pull-ups when I'm about to like run or whatever I was gonna do next. The EOC, the end of course exam. This is a huge one. This was probably one of like the top 2 besides the PT test biggest things that you have to do to graduate. They do give you a second chance somehow if you do fail, but after that you're kind of done. But it's basically just a multiple choice test through everything that is in the BMTSG, which is the BMT study guide. And it goes over everything. It goes over the right food you should eat, the right exercise you need to get, like the LOAC. It goes over your M16. It goes over, I think it goes over drill movements. It goes over regular like customs and courtesies. It goes over your hair. It goes over pretty much everything you need to know about the Air Force is in that book. And I really have been wanting to show you the book, or at least get some knowledge from it. However, it can be considered test compromise if I do that, unless it's changed since then somehow, and I don't really want to go down that road and take that risk. However, everything that you need to know is in that book, and you have so many classes and a lot of time to study that book, so you shouldn't really be too scared for this if you study right. It's not that hard of a test. These are the Disneyland classrooms. So I'm gonna try to put pictures of Alcatraz throughout this, like in the last one where I was showing you the actual, like what Disneyland looks like. But this is like, the Disneyland classrooms look like college, like lecture rooms, I guess. Like they're so nice, because Alcatraz is nothing like this. Alcatraz is like literally a flat classroom with ceiling tiles that blow up when it's windy and no air conditioning and stuff. These are so nice. So if you end up at Disneyland, you do have it really, really, really nice, because like look at this. This is so nice. This is so nice. Actually, fun fact, I had her as a teacher probably in this exact room, and you probably will too. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. The 6th week is probably the biggest week of BMT, so I know like you're really nervous and scared when you do go to BMT and you're getting ready to go to BMT, but you run a lot, you work out a lot, you study a lot, you do everything together and you do it a lot. And if you're a productive, efficient person, which most people are, especially when you're at BMT and you want to succeed, honestly, you should have no problem with the 6 week. There's not that many. I mean, there's a significant amount of people that fail all of these things, but there's a more prominent amount of people that pass everything. That's just the way it is. Majority of people get through BMT. Anyways, thank you again for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave your ship dates and any questions that you may have down below. If you haven't, again, seen the other weeks, definitely go to the playlist that will be on my channel, and you can watch from 0 week all the way up until 7th week, whenever that does come out. Anyways, again, for the 3rd time, thank you so much for watching, and peace out.